Hello, you cool cats. This is Mina with another episode of Steins. So, picking up from where we left off, life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms, growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, no internet, no railroad even. Most people never see another town, let alone another city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflicts you see in this era. There's no war? How is that possible? How did CERN resolve the situation in the Middle East? What have you got against world peace? Sounds to me like CERN's doing humanity a favor. This Titter guy stole a time machine from CERN, didn't he? He's the bad guy here. Die in a fire, terrorist scum. The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government. Except now, that system works flawlessly. Right now, you could be asking yourselves, how is that possible? How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there's no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism. Anyway, I want to hear more about the many worlds interpretation. You said it's been proven by 2036. How? I knew you were a terrorist. How many have you murdered? What if my kids are among them? Maybe I really should kill your father. Protect the future. Stop beating around the bush. Give us answers. You're one of those old men who participated in student riots, aren't you? Filled your head with a bunch of bullshit, and now you can't tell fact from fiction. Am I right? Delicious nationalist tears. LOL. CERN probably figured it out. We've got a time machine to experiment with, right? That would make you no better than Titter. If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titter, question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Did you find an IBN 5100? Is John Titter plugging for the commies? I thought that went out of style years ago. I thought Titter was crazy, but this Hyoin guy is even crazier. Get a room, guys. World War III. LMAO. Isn't there supposed to be an IBN 5100 in Akiba? As I've already explained, my goal in this time is to change the future. I'm posting here to warn you of what's going to happen. Perhaps convergence will render my efforts meaningless. But if even one person pays attention, that's enough. World War III? Is that something I said in a different world line? I'd like to talk to you in private. Please email me when you have time. Of course, if anyone else would like to email me, feel free. Serious inquiries only, please. All I've been getting is hate mail. Here's my address once more. And he's got his email address. 20 hours have passed since Daru started hacking. Night gives way to a refreshing summer morning. I glance at Daru while browsing @channel on my phone. He's fidgeting even more. Now his legs are like pistons. His knees move up and down in harmony with the rat-tat-tat-tat of his keyboard. Daru hasn't slept in about 40 hours, but he still won't get off the computer. Also, when I'm like nervous or I'm trying to do something like and focus really hard, I tend to bounce my knees as well. It's one of those bad habits that I've been trying to break myself out of. I was going to ask him if he'd like a break, but his entire body is exuding an aura that says, "Don't talk to me." I curl up a bit and return to my phone. My discussions with John Titter just aren't making sense. Not even Titter himself seems to know about the Titter from 10 years ago. It's hard to imagine that everyone on @channel is conspiring against me, but how else can I explain it? Out of options, I decide to email Titter directly, just as he told me to. He audaciously exposed his own address on @channel. I guess that's his way of saying, bring it on. In my email, I question the differences between his post now and his post 10 years ago. The current Titter hasn't even acknowledged the latter. I only vaguely remember them, but they basically went like this. In 2015, World War III breaks out. Many people die. In 2036, the world is a nuclear wasteland. John Titor travels from 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100. The IBM 5100 was necessary to revive technology lost in World War III. The IBM 5100 has a hidden function, the ability to read IBM's proprietary computer language, which predates APL and BASIC. But only certain IBM engineers are aware of that function, so it does not appear in the manual. In 1998, Titor meets his younger self and his parents in America. John Titor was a soldier who volunteered for this mission. John Titor is an American. Furthermore, in 2000, Titor correctly predicted the outcomes of some future events. The Peruvian coast earthquake in 2001, the election of a new pope, the outbreak of the Iraq War, China's advances in space, and so forth. Though he only talked vaguely about each one, they all came true. On the other hand, other predictions went unfulfilled. For example, the Y2K bug, civil war in America, the cancellation of Beijing Olympics, the inauguration of America's first female president in 2009, and so forth. I remember the Y2K freak out that people had. Okay, so the year 2000 problem, popularly known as the Y2K bug. At the turn of the 21st century, there was concern over the possibility of widespread computer failure when the year turned 2000. In order to save memory space, old operating systems almost always abbreviated years to the final two digits. Hence, when 1999 changed to 2000, the last two digits would change from 99 to 00. If its programming didn't anticipate that change, the computer could erroneously assume that the year was 1900. It was rumored that computers in the military, financial, and government sectors might malfunction and cause worldwide catastrophe. To address this issue, countermeasures were taken in the mid-1990s to manually update every program. As a result of these countermeasures, the year 2000 problem was averted. BASIC, short for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code, a beginner's programming language frequently used in the 1970s. APL, short for a programming language introduced in 1964. I took several years of computer programming. That's more fun facts from me. There's more, but let's leave those aside for now. I'm going to ask him why those predictions didn't come true. Okay, so also most of your predictions. Oof. Sorry for the sudden mail. Okay, let me kind of like breeze over this. He kind of said all this other stuff, but if I scroll down here, this is how you described yourself 10 years ago. Why have you changed your story? Also, most of your predictions from back then didn't come true. If you're from the future, then why didn't your predictions come true? I anticipate a satisfactory explanation. I believe the satisfactory explanation, if I were to assume, it's the fact that the world lines didn't line up properly. Like, just because he went from the past, or from the future to the past, doesn't mean that he was going to see the same exact events. So, like, it reminds me of, like, what was it? It reminds me of the Zero Escape series. If you guys are fascinated by basically time travel-y stuff, if you ever heard of Zero Escape or 999, Virtue's Last Reward, or Zero Time Dilemma, it kind of talks a bit about how, like, the future can affect the past and that sort of thing. So that's what this is kind of reminding me of. Okay. Alright, let's send it now. If he can't answer it to my satisfaction, then the current Titor is an imposter. This is your litmus test, John Titor. So what are your true colors? Good morning! Miyuri comes in. Looks like she's forgiven us for experimenting on her food. She's back to her usual smiley self. What are you doing here so early? Well, I heard you guys had stayed up 2 nights in a row, so I brought you some goodies. Excellent. Good job. Though, to be accurate, it wasn't 2 nights in a row. I took an afternoon nap yesterday. Mayuri starts fishing through her convenience store bag. And then she takes out... Ta-da! Canned oden! A canned meal sold in vending machines. Each can contains a hot broth with various oden ingredients such as a boiled egg, radish, cognac, beef, and tofu. A popular Akihabara specialty. The canned oden is still warm when she gives it to me. I open the lid right away and eat the beef. Mayuri and I have been together for a long time, so she knows what I like. And when it comes to canned oden, beef is where it's at. It's a present from Mayushi. They're 270 yen each, so savor it, okay? I've been getting tired of eating bananas and chicken lately. Buy these instead from now on. But Mayushi doesn't have enough pocket money to splurge like this all the time. And Mayushi loves bananas and chicken, so she'll keep buying them. I consider saying you'll get fat if you only eat frozen foods, but that threat's not very effective against Mayuri, so I hold my tongue. Her high metabolism prevents her from getting fat, no matter how much she eats. But wait, there's more! Ta-da! Next, she produces a small box with a Rainet illustration. Rainet sausage! It comes with an Upa bottle cap as a bonus. I really wanted it, so I bought it. She sticks out her tongue with a shy giggle. Something tells me that in a few months' time, this lab will be neck-deep in Upa goods. There are only a few things right now, like a cushion on the sofa, but that number is sure to grow exponentially. So how's Daru-kun? He's in the midst of a hard fight. He should at least rest a little. I mean, I never said he had to do it all at once. Daru-kun's super Haka spirit is on fire! Don't say Haka! An empty Diet Cola bottle comes whistling through the air. Ooh. Wait. I never remember the button to, like, pull open the phone. It's this one. It's this one. I remember. It hits my head with a nice thunk. Who sent this? What? This is Amane Suzuha. First email. Thanks for exchanging email addresses with me yesterday. I finally made a friend here. Yay! Don't worry. I won't email you too much, and I might be slow to reply too. That wasn't an exchange. You took my email. You took my address by force. I had no choice but to submit. Where were you living before? Haven't used cell phones much? Okay, I feel like This one's confrontational. This one, I don't think I'm going to get a straight answer. So maybe this one? Haven't used cell phones much. I don't know. I'm just going with it. Alright. Hits my head with a nice thunk. He sure is tense. Mayuri and I evacuate to the corner of the lounge and quietly eat the Oden. But isn't hacking bad? Mayushi doesn't want you to do bad things. I would be a fool to let Daru's hacker skills go to waste. Incidentally, it looks like hackers hijacked CERN's system back in 2008. We found news articles about it online. That means even the inventors of the World Wide Web may have holes in their security. With his skills, Daru should have no trouble getting through. Besides, we're doing this to expose CERN's wrongdoings. This is a war against the dark forces that secretly rule the world. Bad things are bad. That's unusual. Mayuri usually just accepts whatever I say. Well, I admit it. We are doing a bad thing. There's no way we can stop now. I need to change the subject. Mayuri, want to trade my sweet potatoes for your beef? If you want to trade, I'd rather have your quail egg. Don't be ridiculous. Next to beef, quail eggs are my favorite. But Mayushi likes quail eggs too. Settle for my chikwa. Okay, chikwa is better than sweet potatoes. With that said, I skewer the chikwa and put it in Mayuri's can, and I get her beef in return. Subject change complete. Mayuri really eats up conversations about food. It's so easy to manipulate her. Soon, if I can just get the SQL table, I'll have more than enough passwords. You're no match for me. Darius started talking to himself. Looks like things are falling into place. Daru really is a super hacker. I think this is the first time I've seen him serious. Daru bends himself forward, staring holes into the screen. But all I see on the screen is the same string of numbers and letters. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous to read. Okay. Oh, come on. Yes, what? You can't hide from me, you naughty thing, you. How does it feel to be naked? Yeah. His eyes are bloodshot and he started rambling. Maybe the lack of sleep is getting to him. Daru opens up a new window, types in a 12-character string, and slams the enter key. An error sound rings. He quickly deletes the string and enters a new one. He keeps repeating that sequence until finally... Oh yes! Matching ID and password. Login complete. Hell yeah! Taste it. Yes! What enthusiasm. Did you get it? The smug bastard turns around with an expression of immense satisfaction, as if he's gone into La Petite Mort. A condition of mental and physical release unique to male physiology, characterized by a feeling of supreme calm and composure. Entering this state is almost like becoming an empty shell, also known as a hyper sage time or saint time. Oh no, this is a reference to something that I'm not getting. Mission complete. Really? Wow, that's amazing! I don't really get it though. After 20 hours of agony, it's finally over. To show Daru my appreciation, I've tossed him an unopened Odin can. An Odin can's the best after a job well done. Well done! You really are the world's greatest super hacker. Hacker. Hacker! Oops. Hacker! I'm glad you're on my side. So, did you find out how they're planning to destroy the world? I haven't looked yet, man. All I did was get us connected. But it's all downhill from here. I'm sorry if you're tired, but please start checking. The keys to this conspiracy have got to be in there. Yeah, I'll do it. But let me eat this Odin can first. After a short meal break, Daru taps on his keyboard more nimbly than before. The question is who this password belongs to. Why is that? I went into CERN's database and got a data table. From there, I focused on people with simple passwords like 111111 and ABCDEFGH to get my hands on an ID. By the way, if you ever want to make a really complex password for yourself, it's not necessary to throw in like random capitals and numbers and symbols. If you can come up with a phrase that and like make it a long phrase or as long as whatever limits there are, like for example, like if I use something like Persona 5 is my favorite game. You use something like that, that makes your password really hard to get into. That's just some advice for those of you who don't know that already, I guess. It'd be awesome if this turns out to be the server admin's login, but I don't think we're that lucky. In Japanese, please? Same. Basically, if this is the server admin's password, we could taste every inch of CERN's luscious flesh. But if it's just an ordinary researcher's password, then we can only see CERN's boobs. Daru-kun, that's naughty! Quit the erotic examples. Basically, you mean there'll be limits to what information we can access. Exactly. Anyway, it's only a matter of time before I get a server admin's password. Let's save that for later. I'm really sleepy now. It would be cruel to push Daru any further. It's unfortunate, but overworking him isn't an option. Let's let him rest so he can regain his energy. Oh, it looks like our ID belongs to an accelerator division chief. So it's not a server admin. It would take a miracle to get one on our first try. How many staff members do you think CERN has? How many? Over 6,000. That many? Well, for now, let's look at the Accelerator Division's chief. His name is... Jack. Let's look at his email log. And, of course, the emails come up in English. Oh no, that makes my Yushi's head hurt. It's pathetic to flinch at mere sight of English. Daru, what does it say? Need to translate it. This is a job for Dr. Excite. Machine translation site. Nah, I've got a better idea. Daru boots up translation software and auto-translates the open page. Poor, unnatural Japanese shows up. The first line says, Happy New Year. Looks like the New Year's greeting. Something about going on vacation in Spain. Lucky bastard. That email's normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. If we keep scouring the log like this, we can also identify the server manager. You know, looking through someone else's email without permission makes me feel really guilty. Mayuri gets depressed and moves away from the computer. She sits on the sofa and hugs her giant upa cushion with a sigh. I know we're doing something socially unacceptable, however... I abandoned guilt when I chose the path of evil long ago. Let the responsibility be mine. I will not ask you to answer for my crimes. What? What a guy. I'd let Okarin do me in the butt. What? I decline your offer. Now get peeking, Daru. Okarin, you're bad. You make Mayushi sad. That's of no concern to me. You just sit there and pretend your hands are clean. Upon further examination, we discover several emails with the title Experiment Report, in English naturally. Looks like he sends emails like these almost daily. LHC experiment reports? There could be a hint about time machines in there. We should try reading them. This is definitely a crime, though. That's what his lips say, but his hand still clicks on the email. What comes up is an unintelligible series of symbols. This is encrypted. Of course it isn't that simple. Well, cracking this should be a piece of cake. Nice, Super Hacker. He's a genius, no doubt. Daru undoes the security in less than 10 minutes. The real time sink is deciphering the crappy machine translation. Translated into proper Japanese, it's...
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. That acting's completely unnecessary. Ah. Uploaded today's data to the server. The LHC is performing admirably. Can't say the same about the rest, though. This baby's fickle as a cat, but it was surprisingly obedient this month. It'd be great if it stayed like this forever. But don't you think this work is unrewarding? This kitten, this 27-kilometer long kitten, ha 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 ha, has been in operation for 9 years. That's something that I always, for whatever reason, whenever you watch like an anime and they have to show off like an American or something, they always gotta do like that awkward laugh. That's just like ha 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 ha, and they I don't know, they're always like way over the top and boisterous. I know like that's like kind of the thing, but it's always amusing to me when I see it happen. Like I always get like a stupid smile on my face. Our research will change the course of history, yet only a small group of people are allowed to see it. Of course, if it were ever officially released, it would be one hell of a scandal. People would probably say something like, call Robert Zemeckis to CERN right away. He could build it in less than a year. 9 years. Daru finishes reading. I rub my temples with my thumbs. Calm down. Let's sort things out. Do you think there were any translation errors in that email? Did Daru notice something unnatural too? He's not joking like he usually does. If you trust the translation software, that's what it says. The Japanese is strange in places, though. That doesn't make sense. I thought the LHC was only put into operation around spring last year, but this email makes it sound like it's been in operation for 9 years. That is strange. The email's send date is this year, 2010, so 9 years ago makes it 2001. John Titter posted on @channel yesterday. The only other thing I can say is that you must not believe their lies. They have already succeeded in creating micro black holes. I gulp. If you read between the lines of the email, it sounds like they're doing some sort of secret experiment. Also, Robert Zemeckis is a super famous Hollywood movie director. I wouldn't know. He directed a trilogy of smash hit time travel movies about 20 years ago. I groan. Oh, no way. Was I right? CERN's hiding a major secret from the world, and it's related to time travel? Keep looking, Daru. Search for anything related to time machine research. Seriously? I don't know if Daru is questioning my order or the possibility that CERN might be researching time travel. Either way, he begins tapping on the keyboard again. There aren't any emails with the phrase time machine in them. But the phrase Z program was used 100 of times in the past few months. So, maybe that? Do you think it could be about the current LHC experiments? What is it specifically? Black hole formation experiments? Let's try looking for a document. Ah, found one. Dara opens up a PDF attachment. Oh, looks like this is a top secret stuff from France, England, and Holland. Government secrets? CERN's not even a government organization, so why? Wait, should we be looking at this stuff? We might be in a little deep here. I don't care. Get me the details. Hold on. If we get caught, we're not getting off with an apology. Are you so incompetent as to let yourself be traced? That's a little... I mean, I'd be scared too. I took the necessary precautions. Then I failed to see the problem. Well, thanks. Duru makes a slightly awkward face as he takes the file about the Z program and feeds it into the translation software. What? May 14th, 137th Z program experiment report. Because we have already succeeded at creating mini black holes, the report is omitted. First... Stop! All of a sudden, Titter's prediction became a reality. So, CERN did use the LHC to create mini black holes. But they announced that their experiments still haven't succeeded, so why? This is what Titter was referring to when he posted, "Don't believe what they say." But if the goal of the experiment wasn't even to generate mini black holes, it was to create new elementary particle reactions. Dari doesn't take his wide eyes off the monitor. But in reality, they're already generating those mini black holes. Sure, does seem like it. What does it say next? Results error. Human is dead. Mismatch. For details, consult Jellyman's report number 14. We propose that further experiments be halted until the lifter is perfected and all local field conformity points are online. What does that mean? Human is dead means somebody died, right? What? Somebody died? Seriously? I groan. This isn't a joke anymore. Something very serious is going on here. Maybe we are in too deep. And what if we are? I'm not afraid. I'm not. After all, I am the insane mad scientist Hyoin Kyoma. We can't stop now. I can't control my curiosity. Besides, now that I have proof of their evil deeds, ignoring it would just leave a bad taste in my mouth. My throat's gone dry. I swallow my saliva. In an attempt to keep whatever composure I can, I scold myself for being so faint of heart. Okay, it's been about 40 minutes of recording, and I feel like this is a good place to stop because I've just been non-stop talking. But I don't think it's going to. I don't think this discussion that they're having right now is going to end anytime soon. So we will pick up right here in the next episode and figure out what is in the Jellyman's report. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.